welcome back to another video related customs. As you guys can see in today's video, we are going to work on the Honda, and to be honest though, we haven't touched the Honda in quite some time besides servicing the car the other day. But I would just like to bring back some nice Honda content that might be useful to many of you guys out there. So I think a video that will be very useful is to have like a semi-wire tuck in your EK B series. It's very simple and very easy to do. It's just you need to have a lot of patience doing this wire tuck. The first thing you need to do whenever attempting this wire tuck, you obviously need to remove your fenders, your bumper, your headlights, as well as your grille. So I still need to remove that. I'm going to remove that in a few minutes. The harness I'm actually referring to are these ones right here. So it's the harness I'm running from this plug, which you guys can see right here, running all the way to the headlights, and the exact same this side. So obviously I think this fuse box right here I need to like relocate under the fender as well, because if you're gonna do the wire tuck, you need to relocate all these wires running by your engine bay. On the side of the engine bay, you need to relocate underneath your fenders, and that's the reason why you need to remove your fenders. So I'm just gonna remove everything real quick. As you guys can see, I actually got the battery bracket out as well, because it looks very filthy, to be honest. As you guys can see, it looks a little bit rusted, and well, you can see everything falling out there. So a future attempt is I actually want to relocate the battery to the trunk of the car. I think I might just do that in the future, but for now I'm just going to clean everything up and get the headlight harness tucked on both sides. So I'm going to briefly explain to you guys how to do the wire tuck on the one side, and then the other side I'm just going to do on a few time lapses as well. But I'm going to put you guys on a time lapse to start off by stripping the fenders in the entire front end of the car. The most common tools you will be needing for today's jobs is like picking tools, and as well as cable ties and insulation tape or heat wrap. Those are the most common stuff you will be needing, because you won't be cutting any wires in this video, or I'm going to try not to cut any wires, because with the picking tools you can actually get all the clips unclipped. Unfortunately I don't have any like clipping tools, so I'm just going to try and attempt it with some small flat screwdrivers I actually have here. If not, then unfortunately we have to postpone the video for tomorrow. But well, let's just get everything removed, and then we can actually start doing some further planning. I would just like to show you guys like a before of like the engine bay, because I mean like you guys would definitely want to see the difference. So obviously like the harness we're going to tuck is this harness running right here. So it's for this plug right here and that plug right there, because both of these plugs run to these harnesses around here. And obviously these harnesses you guys want to have in your car, because this is the harness for my spotlight. So unfortunately I'll definitely need to tuck this in the process as well. Even if you guys maybe have an idea what the hell this could be, because I got the car with this unit but I don't have any like use for it, so I think I might just remove it. But I don't want to remove it if it's going to cause any like future problems. So definitely hit me up in the comments, what is this? And like things like these I actually want to refresh, because you guys can see it's a little bit rusted around here for some reason. And obviously on this side we're gonna have this harness tucked right here. This red wire running here is actually for my spotlights, and this wire right here I'm obviously gonna tuck underneath the fender as well. I'm gonna check out these fuses, because I think these fuses also need to relocate under the fender. I'm just gonna double check that. This relay right here is actually for my spotlights. We have the fuse right here for my amplifiers, and that's basically all that's connected like to the terminal that runs to the battery. So I think if we had to do the relocation of the battery to the boot, it will be fairly easy. But in today's video we'll simply just be tucking the harness underneath the fenders. That's if we actually get that far. Another thing I actually seen online and overseas is that many people actually tend to relocate the fuse box into the cubby, or like on like the passenger side of the car, which is obviously like vice versa, because their passenger side is on that side. So I'm just doing everything like vice versa of what they are doing overseas. I'm actually following instructions on a YouTube video that I actually watched on how to like do like the headlight harness tuck. So if you guys find this a little bit difficult and you guys would rather want to watch that one, I'll leave the link to his video in the description down below. You guys can actually check that one out. But I'm gonna try my utmost best. So let's just get these fenders removed and everything in front removed. But I don't think we're gonna get this job completed today, but I'm gonna try my utmost best. that is left to do right now is to actually get like the wires unplugged, to actually get the loom to like the front of the car, both sides. But I'm actually going to start off with the driver's side first, because I think this side might be the easiest compared to that side where the fuse box actually is. So I will be just getting like the headlight harness to this side and actually like getting everything unplugged. So I'm just gonna unplug like the headlight harness right here real quick. So obviously you need to unplug both these right here. I think it's both of these, I'm not completely sure, but I think one of these wires actually running back, so I think it's only this one right here. And obviously this side, it will be the blue one, and this one you need to unplug. So you need to unplug, and then you have to pull the entire harness to the front. And obviously like this stuff you have to unclip here. I think I'll have to remove this water bottle right here, because here's actually earth here, so the earth is actually tightened on the inside, or like bolted on the inside, so we're actually gonna bolt it from the outside. And well, it's not gonna make much of a difference, to be honest. But like these wires right here, you won't actually be seeing these wires once the headlight is in and looking it from the top. And I think the fuse box might be relocated under here as well, so I'm just gonna double check about that. Oh sorry, not the fuse box, these two relays, I think it's two relays that's in here, sorry guys. So I think it's just that, and obviously this relay I also have to relocate. The thing is, if I'm actually gonna relocate the wire for the spotlights, I actually need to like relocate it to the back, because the battery will be in the back. So this wire running all the way here, I think I'll have to run it from the driver's side all the way to the back of the car, because it will be situated in the back for now, because obviously I'm going to relocate the battery to the rear end of the car. But I'm just going to get a few stuff unplugged, do a little bit of brainstorming, and I'll give you guys an update. But this far, it's everything I just mentioned, so I don't think we can go wrong with this wire tuck. This might look a little bit confusing to many of you guys, but it's very basic, to be honest. So as you guys can see, to get this loom from the body of the car, we have these clips right here. So obviously you just take, like I was using this tool right here, so you just have to like clip it like this and then you pull it out. But just be careful not to like scratch your paint, because I was like very careful with him, and well, my intention was actually breaking all of these clips, because I'm not going to reuse them, because I will be running like the headlight harness underneath the fender. So I obviously got all these clips, and then obviously we have this plug right here, so I just need to unplug this plug real quick, and then we actually have the entire harness, and we can actually lay it to the side right here. So what I was referring to is that you actually get this harness right here. So this is your headlight harness. So what happens is that this clips into that one right here. So what you need to do is that you need to lay this one right here through this hole right here. Then you actually, well, you have to slide it through there. I'm gonna do that off camera because I can't work with one hand. You run it through here, then you have to cable tie it all the way through here, because the other part, or this side, will actually come through this hole right here, which is that grommet, which you guys can actually see it's painted white in my engine way. It will actually be black in yours, but that grommet you just need to remove. You run all the wires through there, it exits here, run underneath your fender, and obviously you will have to connect it up at this point. It will be around something like that, and you will obviously have this piece right there nice and clean, as you guys can see right there. So that was actually my number one goal at the current moment, but well, baby steps. Right here we have the spotlight harness. Like I said, here we have the spotlight harness. So my spotlight harness actually runs all the way down and at the bottom of my car, because at these two white clips right here, this one and that one right there, so you actually plug in the spotlights there. So I obviously still need to run it all the way down, but unfortunately the first attempt when I actually installed the spotlights, I actually ran the harness all the way down here, so it was actually like interfering with like a lot of stuff. So now I'm actually going to run the harness with the headlight harness underneath my fender, and I'll be running it all the way in front of here, and it will still be connecting, well, right there. So I think I might still, well, do this exact same process. If I had to have all the power wires here, which is in this bundle right here, including the amplifier wire, 4-gauge wire. So all these wires you see right here, including that red wire right there, will be running to the battery as a positive, and obviously I can just ground the battery at the back to the chassis of the car. Very basic as well. So I think, well, you can either connect all the wires up here to a distribution block and run it all the way to the back, or what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna run that wire all the way through that side to the trunk of the car, and obviously I have to, well, wire up all these, and I'm just gonna use the 4-gauge wire of my amplifier, and I'm just gonna, well, remove the fuse here, put the fuse at the back with the battery, and then, well, just plug in everything here and just extend it all the way to the back. Very basic and very easy as well. But let's just get back to the, well, loom tuck real quick. So obviously we have this plug right here, so I'm just gonna pull it out to this side so we can actually have a better view of it. So unfortunately the next step will be to obviously unplug all these plugs right here, as you guys can see, because I needed to get like this part of the loom this side, and the one plug I actually need to access is this one right here. So as you guys can see, here were like a lot of like clips, like all these clips were attached to the body of the car. So unfortunately I had to remove all of those, and just keep in mind here's an earth that tightens up just here, but I'm most probably going to relocate it somewhere later to the bottom. But the main goal is to actually like remove most of these brackets. As you guys can see, like this bracket right here obviously needs to be removed as well if I'm not going to reuse them. But the main objective is to actually like get most of like these wires like tucked, so you guys can see like this wire actually ran all the way just above the shock right here. So obviously I will be tucking it underneath right there, and because like it has like this black loom, you won't be able to see like it's running like here at the back through. So I'm gonna run all the wires in this area right here, and it will be running into the chassis of the car. And all these old tape right here, which you guys can actually like see, and all these tape hanging off like this, I'm obviously gonna retape them up. But unfortunately for this part I'll need to open up this loom right here, because I need to get this plug out, because I'll be running all these wires, which you guys can see this in a bundle. I'll be running all of them through this hole right here. So the goal will need to be to get this entire loom off, and to obviously get all these wires out. If you want to find the easy way out, will be to cut it and to extend them once again. But in my current situation, the reason why I mentioned you need the picking tools is to actually like clip each and every one of these out. So you remove this white cover and you actually like pick each and every one out. But here comes the tricky part of everything, is that you need to remember like the wire sequence at the back of the plug. So at this moment you need to pull out your phone, take a picture of the wires, and remember like which side you like keeping the wire, because it's obviously like a top side and a bottom side. So just keep that in mind, and obviously make sure you know where each wire goes to make it easier for yourself whenever you need to plug it in once again. I'm just going to remove this white cover here, get all these unpicked, and obviously loosen up this part of the loom here real quick. As you guys can see right here, we actually got like most of like the loom removed. So here we have the plug-in for the headlight harness. So this is the only wire you actually want separate from this complete unit right here. So you guys don't have to worry about these wires right here, because these wires right here I'm just gonna use like these small parts of the loom and just cover it up once again with some insulation tape, or some well, which would actually look very dope, is actually heat wrap, if you can actually get it like to fit on all of these. But I'm gonna make it all look neat, because you guys can see like I have like a wire running here, which is this plug right here. I have these well, 3 orange plugs right here. So like all these grommets like on these like plugs, I'm gonna like these grommets right here I'm gonna remove, and I'm obviously gonna run all of these wires into this corner right here. So I want it very neat in this corner right here. So if you check out the engine bay, you won't be able to see anything here, but all the wires will be here, but very neat as well. And the only wires running through here is the headlight harness, and obviously this spotlight harness. So I'm just gonna show you guys how to unclip this and to get these to run through this hole right here. Well, so as you guys can see right here, apparently I don't have any picking tools, so I'm just using like, well, this tester. So apparently this like just clips out, not mistaken. So just be careful whenever doing this. I'm not entirely sure how to like get it out, but I think there's like a clip on top, so it's just supposed to clip out. I think I had a clip. So there we go. So as you guys can see right there, well, only a few clips. So as you guys can actually see, well, this is the other end of the headlight harness, and this is the end you obviously plug it into. So as you guys can see right here, you guys can actually see the similarities with like the color scheme. So we have the blue wire with the red line in, we have the, well, if you keep it like this, then we have the red one with the yellow line in right here, and obviously it's in the middle. So if you guys ever get confused, you can always check on this harness right this side to actually check if well, all the colors line up. But as you guys can see, I'll post a few photos on the screen because I actually took a few pictures just in case I get a little confused. But all of the colors are the same, but just keep in mind it won't always be that way. So just be careful whenever you're doing this. And obviously, if you're done with the job, you obviously have to test everything out to see if everything still works. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to clip it out real quick. So apparently it's very easy to actually clip out. So I'm going to try to show you guys this. So apparently you just push it up and push it back. Well, yeah, very easy like that. So I don't know if you guys will be able to see this. I'm just going to try to maybe put on the flashlight real quick. So maybe just zoom in a little bit. Well, as you guys can see right here, so apparently you just like put it in like there, push it up and push it back. That's all you do, like clip it up and push it back. I think it's out if I'm not mistaken, so apparently that's how they showed it on the video. So I'm just gonna test it out and maybe it actually works. So well, there we go. So there we got actually, well, so we actually got one clipped out real quick. I'm really sorry, I'm just gonna zoom out once again. There we go. So I actually got one out already. So it's very basic. You just push it up and push it back. But with the other clips, it's actually very easier to actually do it. So I would actually recommend getting the picking clips. But this is also like a very easy way just to get like something like which you like can get in the clips very easily. But very basic. So I'm just gonna do all of these real quick, and then I'm just gonna get them all out real quick.
Many minutes later.
And as you guys can see right here, I actually have the clip in my hand, and here we have all the wires actually loosened up. So just keep in mind you want all these wires to go together once again. So I would just like recommend like taping just like these bands up like this, and then we just need to remove that grommet right there and push all these wires through this grommet right here. So just keep in mind, obviously tape these wires up. So I'm most probably just gonna like tape them up beforehand before actually pushing them through, because as soon as I get to this area right here, I won't be able to tape them up after I actually push them through. So I'm first gonna tape them up until like this point right here, and then well, then we can actually start putting the plug back together again. Alright, so we got it, I actually got it taped up, and well, this complete harness I'll have to run through here as well. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna get all this actually through that hole, because the reason why we removed this clip right here is because this clip, which is like basically like the other end of this, won't be able to fit through that hole right there. So obviously I'll have to make a plan with this loom as well, because you guys can see we have some big clips on this loom, especially like this clips right here. So I most probably think I'll have to like cut this wire off and most probably like extend it or something. So I'm just gonna see what I can do here real quick. As you guys can see right here, what I meant was just pushing all these, well, through here, as you guys can see, as a bundle. And obviously you need to get them out this side, which you guys can see is sticking out there. So obviously you need to get them out. Very difficult to do with one hand, to be honest. So I'll definitely recommend, well, you don't actually need a friend to actually do this, but well, definitely need two hands to do it. So I almost got all the wires through here. Well, there we go. So that's basically what I meant when I said you're gonna run your loom or your harness through this part right here, and it will basically be running like this, and it will just be covering up this entire section right here with the fender, so no one will actually know the wires running underneath your fender. Very basic, but I'm just gonna get the clip on real quick, and just keep in mind the reason why I took the pictures is actually for this clip right here to like clip all these like small terminals back into its original place to actually line up with this plastic clip right here as well. So well, I'm just gonna do that real quick and get this through this hole as well, and obviously I still need to tape up all of these wires right here. Well, don't think it's gonna be a very big problem because all of them will just be seated right here. So whenever putting back the plug, putting the wires back into the plug, it's always best to have like the other end of the harness here with you, because you're obviously going to track the colors. So I actually I'm halfway done already because I was like tracking the colors off camera. So you guys just have to make sure it is the right way around. As you guys can see right here, it does clip in this way. So I'm obviously tracking the colors on this side and on this side. So just make sure you do it like correctly. So as you guys can see, this side we have the red with the blue, so I'm just going to click it in this side, but you guys can just listen like how it clicks in. Very easy and very satisfying, to be honest. Just listen. I don't know if you guys could have heard that, but it like clips in very easy. So obviously we just need to put in the last two, very basic as well. So we have the red with the black one this side. I don't know if you guys could hear that. Very satisfying, to be honest. And here we have this one right here. Well, there we go. So we have this plugged in once again. So all you need to do after this, you need to plug it in, and also double check that you like laid like the wires in the correct holes, because just keep in mind, if you're not gonna label up everything correctly, then obviously it's gonna be completely wrong. So I'm just gonna double check that real quick, and then afterwards I'm just gonna tidy everything up this side real quick.
A few moments later.
Guys, this is the progress this far. So I actually got the entire like wire this side neaten up all the way around. I got like the harness inside of the loom, everything is sorted this side. I actually removed all this brackets that was like in place right here for all the like plugs and clips. But what I did was I just cable tied all the wires together right here. So just keep in mind, this is not a permanent solution. This is just for now, because I like the clean effect without like all these brackets here, because I think I removed like 4 brackets in total if I'm not mistaken. So I think it's like it's 4 brackets. So basically this is like what I meant with like the wire type, because you guys don't see any wires running through the engine bay. Obviously those wires right there is obviously for the engine itself, but the main harness I actually want to tuck was the headlight harness. I still need to do this side, but I think I'm going to attempt this side tomorrow. I might just end the video here today and continue with the vlog tomorrow, because I mean, like, to be honest guys, you need to have some patience, and if you guys want to know how to do this, I definitely need to explain it, and that is the reason why this video is so stretched out. Obviously this side has more wires than that side, but you guys can already see like the difference, because I think on this side like this will be removed, this bracket will be removed, all these will still be here, and all these wires right here will be underneath. And like these filthy areas like here, you guys can see it's actually very dirty, so I definitely need to clean that. But I think before I'm actually gonna reassemble the car, I might just continue like cleaning all this, because you guys can see it is quite dirty. But to be honest, I don't think this corner is too bad. If you check it right here, like this wire is chilling here, because I taped up every single like thing I could get, because I didn't want like the entire color scheme to be like here in the corner. Like I said, I might just relocate the battery to the back, because well, I would like this part open, and I'm still thinking about the fuse box for the current time, because the fuse box is not bothering me at all here. And I mean, like, I don't have anything else to put in this corner right here, and I think putting the fuse box like in the cubby is going to be a little bit more of a tricky job than I actually anticipated. But for now, I think only like the battery relocation will suffice. Guys, that will be all for today's video. As you guys can see, I'm quite tired and I have a liquor headache as well. because I mean like I have been busy for some time on this car, and you guys can see it's already like night. I think it's like, I'm not sure what the time is. The time is like, okay, it's like 9 o'clock, but I mean like I have been busy since this afternoon already with the car. But we got some good progress, as you guys can see how nice and clean the side is compared to that side. So I think it's a job well done for today. This will only be part 1 of the harness stack conversion, because I mean like it does take some time and well, a lot of patience in the process as well. So guys, don't forget to like and subscribe and to follow along with more of the content. Well guys, I hope you guys are not angry for like this simple modification. Like, it's very basic to do yourself. It just takes a lot of time. But I mean like I have a lot of time on my hands due to the lockdown. I'm just gonna pack up all the stools laying right here, and I'm just gonna pack the rest of the stuff in the car and just push the car forward. Yeah guys, so I'll see you guys in my next video for the part 2 of the harness stack. So guys, remember, stop racing and go Stones.